Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Did she really just say that? That's what a lot of the bold and the beautiful fans can't help but wonder when it comes to Taylor Hayes. That's because she asked the million-dollar question that, as a psychiatrist, she should have answered herself. During the most recent episode of the show, Taylor asked Ridge, "What do you think was going on in Luna's head?" And no, we are not making this up at all. Seeing how this is part of her profession, you would think that Taylor would have the answers herself, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all. Of course, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. A lot of them can't help but wonder why the bold and the beautiful writers are doing Taylor so dirty all the time. Do they not like her at all? Some even commented with, "For a psychologist, she gives terrible advice and falls back into a toxic love triangle without hesitation. Someone needs to get Taylor off the show. She is a total waste of space." Another critic of the show wrote, "Maybe she wasn't asking about psychology. Maybe since Ridge is a world-class fashion designer, she was wondering about the tracksuit Luna was wearing." Taylor, what could be going on in her mind? Ridge, I know she was an intern at FC. She knows better. You don't wear an 80s-inspired tracksuit to a mass shooting. And then there was this comment as well. Only Taylor, a Dumbo psycho wacko shrink, would ask that question. That's who. Oh, wow. Her deep thoughts. How lucky her patients are, as the writers constantly remind us. In the latest twist on the bold and the beautiful, fans were left reeling after Taylor Hayes, beloved psychiatrist, mother, and emotional backbone of the Forrester family, uttered the one question no one wanted to hear. In a moment that sent shockwaves through the Forrester mansion, Taylor stood frozen in time, her voice barely a whisper as she asked, "Do you think Steffi would have been better off if I'd never come back?" It was the kind of question that punches you in the gut. Taylor has always carried the weight of her family on her shoulders. Her children, especially Steffi, have been her life's greatest purpose and deepest source of vulnerability. After years of bouncing between continents, heartbreaks, and career shifts, Taylor finally found herself rooted again in Los Angeles. But as Steffi's life continues to spiral, her strained marriage with Finn, Sheila's reappearance, and Steffi's sudden departure, Taylor can't help but question if her presence has only made things worse. And that's when the question slipped out. Brooke, who happened to be nearby during this emotional detonation, was momentarily speechless. For a woman who rarely holds back, even she knew this was a landmine. Word of Taylor's question spread quickly, as things tend to do in the tight-knit, emotionally explosive circle of the Forresters. Ridge, torn between guilt and frustration, rushed to her side. "Taylor, you can't seriously believe that," he said, his voice trembling, not with anger, but helplessness. "You've saved Steffi more times than I can count." But Taylor wasn't convinced. Her mind played back a mental reel of events: Steffi's drug addiction, her near-death experiences, her dangerous relationship with Sheila as Finn's biological mother, and most recently, her decision to leave town to escape the chaos. Was her daughter running away from the situation, or from the emotional fallout her own mother had contributed to? Ridge tried to comfort her, but something was different this time. Taylor wasn't just having a moment of self-doubt. She was unraveling. Brooke, never one to miss a chance to twist the knife, even if unintentionally, brought the conversation up later to Hope. "She's unstable again," Brooke said. "And if she truly believes she shouldn't have come back, maybe she's right. All this emotional turmoil, it's not good for any of us. Especially the kids." Hope was visibly uncomfortable. She respected Taylor, and unlike her mother, she didn't see her as a threat, but rather as a woman constantly pulled into emotional fires that others set. Still, Brooke's words planted a seed. Could Taylor's presence truly be causing more damage than good? What no one expected was a video message from Steffi herself, sent from her secret location, where she was recovering and attempting to reset her life. The message, likely meant only for Finn, somehow reached Taylor through Ridge. "Mom," Steffi said, eyes glassy but steady, "I know you're probably blaming yourself. You always do. But don't. You're not the reason I left. I needed to breathe. I needed to find me again, without the noise of everyone else's pain. Yours included, yes, but also Dad's, Finn's, Liam's. Everyone's. Then came the sentence that shattered Taylor completely. I don't know who I am anymore when I'm around everyone. And that scares me. The words weren't hateful, but they were honest. Brutally so. And it confirmed Taylor's darkest fear. Maybe her daughter did need space. From her too. In an uncharacteristic move, Taylor returned to her own office, not to counsel someone else, but to sit silently in the chair where hundreds of patients had once sat, searching for answers. She stared at her diplomas, the motivational quotes, the photos of her children, and suddenly it all felt distant. Carter Walton, passing by, saw her and knocked gently. He entered slowly, concern on his face. "You okay, Dr. Hayes?" he asked. Taylor looked up, and for the first time, her polished composure was gone. "I asked the worst question," she murmured. "And now I'm afraid I heard the answer." Carter, ever the voice of quiet wisdom, didn't dismiss her feelings. Even the best parents have moments of doubt. But asking hard questions doesn't make you a bad mother. It makes you brave. Because you care enough to reflect. She smiled weakly, but the pain was still there. Later that evening, Ridge found himself deep in thought at Eric's house. With Steffi gone, Thomas buried in work, and Taylor collapsing under guilt, the weight of his fractured family was becoming unbearable. Eric, sensing his son's turmoil, offered a glass of scotch and some wisdom of his own. Ridge, when you choose between two women your whole life, eventually both lose. And so do you. Ridge winced. I never meant for it to be like this. None of us ever do. Back at Taylor's home, she pulled out an old photo album, images of a young Steffi laughing at the beach, holding a seashell covered in sand. Taylor traced the edges of the photograph, tears slipping quietly down her cheek. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. It was Thomas. "I heard," he said, "about what you asked. And I'm here to remind you of something." Taylor looked up. "You did come back. And maybe we didn't get the perfect happy ending, but we got you. And I wouldn't trade that for anything." He took her hand, and for a moment, Taylor let herself believe that maybe, just maybe, her worst question didn't have to define her. Stay tuned. The emotions are raw, the stakes are high, and in true bold and beautiful fashion, the next chapter is never what you expect. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.